four teams there, Chelsea included, but they were very right telling us they are not in the title race because they knew their capability. But what I can say is that they were very sure that they are not going anywhere. It's just so they never wanted to give them to hope them to have high hopes.
Okay.
Their expectation was very low, and
No,
if you have a very low expectation towards something,
we are realistic with
you are realistic. You are winning
with our form. You see, like Maresca,
So
we also
if you
even when we hired Maresca, how many people said he is just a championship manager, he will be fighting relegation, and then he came in and he changed something. He changed our performances, at least for the first half of the season. I think he did well, and then
I remember
Yeah.
I remember last time when we were talking about Man City, and Wafula, you were there, and you say that it was very unfair. You met Man City when they were not on top, when they were on top of their performance, and they beat you. So, and you promised that next time when you meet Man City, you will make sure that you show them dust. You meet them, they show
Yeah.
you dust.
No, they didn't. They showed us just because of our goalkeeper. He's a very
That is Chelsea goalkeeper.
we have a very useless goal someone in the sticks. I don't know even, and we hear they still have high hopes with him. I don't know who is that having hopes inside it.
Okay, man.
I remember we were talking. Wait, we were talking on the group, and you mentioned that Man City, they are on form, and I say no, Man City are not on form. It's only you fumble, and you try to make a banter that you fumble about the title race. But I was 100% sure it's not that Man City were very good in that game. It's only that Chelsea were very poor in that game, and we
I
show you
think
how Man City is supposed to be beaten. Even if you lost in the Carabao, but I'm very happy that we beat 5 to Man City.
That City game, we played a very stupid high line. I don't know what we were thinking about.
Yeah.
We've never played such a high lineup in our.
Yo, guys, man.
Maresca, I don't know what Maresca told the boys to go and do.
Okay.
I think he gave Pep that win. That
Okay.
was just a fixed match.
No, I think it's not Maresca. It's only that Chelsea, they saw every team is taking a wipe at Man City, so they knew this is the time for us to take a wipe on them. They went there with their mind upheld, so they got what they were going to receive. So I think you need to be very focused when you're playing a team like Man City. You need to be you need to be at your best, even though they are, maybe you can see that they are not performing well, but Man City is still Man City.
Hello guys, welcome again to another week of the Triple Cup Show. A very nice evening. Join with the best guests as always, man. Football has been football. Very nice games on the week. EPL being one of them. Champions League also being there. Carabao Cup, not forgetting it. Still ongoing. And then, boom. Who else joined me, man? Me being your host, Daud. And then, as always, the best team when there's the best games. Who else joined? As always, the Arsenal guys. After being humble and they being humbled, I don't know. Malik Josh, what's up?
What's up, my guy? How are you?
I'm good. How are you, man? How's football?
Football is nice. I've been very happy with our progress. So far, so good. But it was a disaster yesterday. But I'm thankful, man.
Okay. On the other side, our Chelsea guy, man like Mike. How are you, man?
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, everything is okay.
Chelsea. Where can we start?
Chelsea, we are Chelsea. We do the Chelsea things
Okay.
when we want.
What are those things that when you want, man?
Yeah, you see, like we already told everyone you're not in the title race, and we have proved it from the previous weeks. We have proved that we are not in the title race. We've dropped a lot of points, but unnecessary dropping of points. But we hope our boys will come back and try to fight for something.
Okay. Nice. So the biggest talk of the day, it's the young boys doing the big thing on the weekend. Man like Man City. Haaland being humbled. Then I thought, man, he scored, and then I thought, nice. This is where now he gonna do the thing. But wapi, the Arsenal boys, the likes of what's this, Kaylee and the rest, they just came up and do the thing. It's so big, Arsenal wise. How did you see that game? Let's start from there.
I think it was massive. The game, I think we really anticipated it, but we were not expecting what happened. I thought from the last time that we had a meeting with the Man City at the Etihad, the way it ended with the, I think with the banter between between Gabriel Magalhaes and Haaland, the way Haaland tried to talk to Milis Kelly, the way he talked to our manager Arteta, I think everybody was very angry, especially Arsenal fans. They were very angry with what Haaland told Arteta, like to be humble, and I think he was the humblest guy in that game. So I really didn't understand the reason why he told Arteta to be humble, and it was a draw. And by the way, they just scored at the last minute with the John Stone header. So when I heard him saying be humble, somebody like Milis Kelly come interfere, and Haaland asking the youngster that who the F are you? So it really built up to something that we wanted to see what will happen when we meet next time. So when it came to Emirates, you remember when before an hour before the game, somebody like Magalhaes was being interviewed and asked, "Do you still have a beef with Haaland according to the last game?" And he said, "Yes, of course. By the way, it's not finished until he meets, because we promised that we'll meet again, and this is the time. But we have to keep our emotion intact." So he did well, and whatever happened, Manze, I was very, very happy. Those two youngsters, Manze, they proved that they are not there because of just being there. Hell, and I think it produces some of the best talent around. And we have seen this match. We know maybe Manchester United has maybe bought two of the youngsters, but we see the reason why these two of them Arteta has fought to keep them on the team. So because they have potential.
Okay, and then coming to football wise also, I mean,
Yeah.
Man City, these guys don't know banter, because it was all good while they were bantering you guys. But yesterday we see a comment from the EPL. They're saying there should be a balance when it comes to celebration, because if you okay, they are so happy when it's a bit funny and entertaining. But how comes when when they say it's a mockery to some players or criticism? Man, Haaland is not able to take a banter from just a young kid doing his celebration. Man, how big is Man City? Because after the game, that's when they came in. So I think Haaland did not take when it was celebrated his style by the youngster. I think Man City as a team never took it lightly, according to me.
I think Arsenal really planned for this. We were not expecting that 5-1 goal. For us, it was even a surprise. We knew that maybe we could have defeated them 2-1 or 2-0 or 1-0. We did not expect 5-1. Even nobody expected that kind of goals. So when it came to 5-1, we had the bragging right to do whatever we want. And Milis Kelly scoring that goal and doing that Haaland celebration was shocked. Like this kid is arrogant in a very good way.
It's not arrogant, according to me.
You remember last time when Gary Neville saw Haaland throwing the ball to Gabriel Magalhaes after they scored, and Neville was very happy and saying, it was a little bit funny. I think they have to do that, something like that. But when this Kelly did this one, they say, no, it's not okay. It's a mockery. They do not supposed to do that, blah, blah, blah. And so many things, Even after the game, the Arsenal, I think DJ, he put "Be Humble" by Kendrick Lamar. So I think we do it best. That's why everybody, most of the team, if you're not an Arsenal supporter, you are a hater, definitely.
Okay.
So that's why you're seeing so many comments about, they celebrated a lot, blah, 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 give them the league. But we have to celebrate because it was a long time coming. For us beating Man City like that, I think we have done what we're supposed to do.
Okay, talking about beating, Mike, one of the weekend, Bournemouth, they beat Brentford. I don't know how can you say, because the previous week they played and they were beaten 5 goals, and then they come to this game it being the second game, it being the second team in the EPL to be beaten 5 goals in the first when they first meet, and then the second time when they meet another another team, I mean, they beat them 5 goals and above. How can you see, or by Nottingham Forest, how can you see them coming from that 5-goal loss and then coming to this one, they beat a team 5+ goals, I mean.
Yeah, you see, like the teams like Bournemouth and Nottingham. Bournemouth, they scored 5 goals against Nottingham, and then Nottingham, I think they took that thing seriously, just the same way Arsenal took it seriously when they drew at the Etihad. So Forest took it seriously, and they went out and they produced a very great. I think that's the highest goal score this season. I think
Okay.
7-0.
I think there's somebody.
This season.
There's
This season,
never been 8. I think from Southampton.
No.
Not yet.
No, we scored 6 against
Southampton.
Wolves. No, no, it's 7. That's the highest goal
Okay.
line.
Okay.
So I think they took it very well.
Southampton against Man City.
I think it was 8 goals. Yeah.
Really,
I think so. If I'm not wrong.
I don't remember, but I hope maybe that's
Against
one.
Man City, true?
Yeah, but we'll check.
That's one of the best.
Top scoring. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, to beat a team 7 goals to 0, it's something else. You have to be very and as Nottingham Forest, you see they are the 3rd in the league table.
Okay.
They have shown that quality with the way they have been playing. They have shown they have really fought for that place. They have battled with some of the great teams. They beat Liverpool at Anfield. They drew to us. You see, the only team that defeated Nottingham is Arsenal or something like this.
Okay.
And Bournemouth. You see,
Yeah.
they have been a very
Arsenal.
great. They have been a very great team coming into this season. So when they faced that disappointment from Bournemouth, I think they went and bettered themselves, so that the next game you saw what they produced.
Okay.
And EPL this season has been very competitive. There is no mid-table club at the moment. You can't say this is a mid-table club. It will disappoint you when you can say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think EPL should provide a leeway where if I play against you and you beat me 5 goals, man, I need to play you next week, because like Brighton were beaten for they were beaten for what was not their mistake, man. Because how are you beating a team? Because Brighton, man, it's a good team. Everybody knows that. But I think they took a fall for what they never did, man. Because I think they should have played with Bournemouth, so it could be a fair game. Because it's unfair for Brighton, according to me.
It's not unfair because we have 20 clubs in the EPL. You have to play each one of them twice.
Okay.
So it's just fair. You have to be prepared for both home and away. You have to be prepared.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man. So when I check the other thing, it's Amorim, man. I think Manchester United, Crystal Palace. I think it has. They have married us, man.
Yeah, Crystal Palace have really been a very great threat to you. You've only won against them once in 7 games. I think.
Man. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's really bad. And then it's like Old Trafford is now a dancing floor for away teams.
Hey,
they just come there and produce results easily.
Yeah, because many games which you have won, it's all of them are away games. But when it comes to Old Trafford, that's the one thing. I've been like, I don't know what's happened, because previously when the likes of Rio and the rest, Evra, Vidic, they used to say if a team comes to Old Trafford during their time, man, you guys know you're gonna struggle.
Yeah, it's war.
But nowadays, I think I was checking something Evra was saying outside now. He was saying he doesn't know what happened, because previously when teams were coming to Old Trafford, they knew these are hard already. To Old Trafford itself, you're going to play there. It's already like hard for you guys.
The atmosphere.
Yeah. But nowadays the atmosphere in Old Trafford with the fans, I think it's so easy for us to lose.
Yeah.
Than us winning, because if you check the games, I don't know what's happening. The players, they do play better, they play good, nothing much, nothing difference. But when it comes to scoring, I don't know what's happening. But I think this time also, in a way, I can blame the manager, because we did had, even though the likes of Zaxi and Hojiland, they're not yet good there. How can you play somebody like a Bruno and Ahmad and Ganacho and Mino, all of them, and yet you have like one defender still, like one striker, even though he's not that good, clinical enough, but why? Because it was so good until the 10th, 15 minutes, and then we lost it, and then somebody else, Onana, man, I think, I don't know, sometimes he's good. Him and your guy Sanchez, I think they're competing for, I don't know what's, not to be the best part of the EPL goalkeepers, because sometimes he does so good things, but when it goes south for him worse than we expected. I don't know, Joshua, on your side, when you check this kind of play with, like Manchester United, because even him, he said we are ready for the. It's not gonna be easy. It's gonna take time before it grows. So if you see that, what will you see like a manager, or what's cooking on your head?
As a manager, we understand that he said that a storm is coming. He really anticipated it, and I think he predicted very well that a storm is coming, because he knew that he's gonna make some big decision on the team, like removing somebody like Rashford. Also, you saw that he wanted to sell somebody like Garnacho, so he was very ready to take all those chances, and he accepted that all the blames will be on him when the team will be losing. And he told everybody, he was very frank about, like, a storm is coming. We are not gonna win every game. We're not gonna be very good. We're gonna lose most of the games, and people will start questioning his capability as a manager. So far, so good. We have seen that they have been trying their best, but they are so much inconsistent with the play, scoring goals. He's not very ready with his attacks. He's not, maybe he doesn't have that attack player like the number 9 Zirkzee or Højlund to trust, because you see, maybe if you start Højlund and then Zirkzee come to as a substitute, he scores one game and you see that maybe you will trust him in another game, but no. So far, I saw the last game that he brought somebody like Kobe Mino as a striker, and I was wondering what was he doing there, because two striker they are outside, and he's insisting on playing one of the defending midfielder. So I did not understand why somebody like Kobe Mino was playing as a striker. I don't know what was his plan, but it didn't work. And I think as Almorin where he is, I expected him to make a very good January signing. But as you know, January is very difficult for you to get the player that you really want. You can do some impulse buying, but sometimes you see how they backfire. So the best part of it is to try to maintain the team, maybe to make sure that they are not going relegation, and to make sure that next season he's planning his team very well and do some transfers very early in the summer. Yeah.
Okay. When I check team, like, because we have said man, like, because if you check Manchester United, I don't know, is it the team, or is it the atmosphere itself, or is it Manchester United itself? Because now Rashford is gone, but he hasn't played for Aston Villa, so you'll have to see what's happening there. But on the other side, the GOAT himself, man like Anthony, going to Real Betis. Joshua, I know I think you are the most invested on this game, but the guy became the man of the match with a super assist for that game, his first game.
I think Anthony is just lucky in that manner, and I think I wanted to see how he will react to that one, being a man of the match and given an assist on his first debut game. It's very nice for him. I think we wish him all the best. It's only that when he's in Manchester United, everything goes right. Even the best player like Ronaldo, when he came back to Manchester United, you saw he scored, I think, 18 goals in that season. I think they finished second, if I'm not wrong. But after that season, they did not perform very well. So we cannot complain about the player mostly, but we want to see if Anthony he will do, because before he came to Manchester United, he was one of the best players in Ajax. He cannot just change on all of a sudden. We still want to see what he was doing there. If he will replicate what he was doing in Ajax at Real Betis, I think it will be very, very interesting to watch what he can do there. And it will be easy for us to judge Manchester United environment or atmosphere when he performs better in Real Betis, which we did not see at Manchester United.
Okay, yeah, this week, you guys, your game, Chelsea, it was the most game. now guys have framed me like I'm a hate watcher because the game of Arsenal, I was late midnight burning the last oil just to see Arsenal being beaten, and then your game, all of you guys on the group was so quiet, and I was like, "Aye, man, am I the only one who's watching this game?" But after you guys scored a one goal, and then you equalized, all of you guys were just, I don't know, you came from nowhere, and everybody was like, "Yeah, we are here." What's up with you Chelsea fans? Because is it like you don't trust your team that much, or is it like you don't know what to do with what you have on your team? Because I don't get it. Because Manchester United, the same thing. Few fans, they go chini ya maji kidogo, but when the goals start coming in, everybody's loud on the group. Arsenal, everybody, for the first time, Man City against Arsenal, all of us, we were hate watching, but mostly I was the one. I was waiting for Man City to do the thing. But unfortunately, Man City being Man City went south. Chelsea game, the same thing. I want, because FPL wise, I do have somebody like a Palmer, so I'm like, man, I'm watching because I need the FPL points on my team, but I don't know what's happening with your Chelsea teams in general. Fans.
This season, I've already said it's very competitive. So even if you are hate watching, you don't talk before the game is finished. You have to wait until the 80th minute or 90th minute for you to have a voice, because things can change any time. You see, like West Ham scored the first goal before we went to the break. So it was like, okay, let's see what they can do in the second half. You see, like when we came back in the second half, Maresca did his changes. And then what happened. We scored the 2 goals and we won the match. So if you're hate watching, you don't speak before the game is in the dying minutes. You have to wait until the game is at least maybe 1 minute, even 1 minute.
I mean, 1 minute, because Arsenal game, the 5th goal, it was scored, I think, near the end of the game.
Yeah, so, and then when you see like a team like West Ham, they scored their only first chance on target. That's the only first chance on target, and they scored it. After that, they didn't have any threat on against us. You see, even before that, they had no threat. So nobody expected them to score. It was just a silly mistake by Colwill, who gave a very, very bad back pass, and then it caught on Bowen, and they scored. So when I'll repeat, if you are hate watching, just wait until the dying minutes or after the final whistle.
Okay,
that's when you can have a voice.
Okay, yeah. But what is it with your Chelsea guys? Because you guys are getting silly cards. Man, it's been consistent, game in, game out, and until it reaches a point where Maresca now he has to do the subs to avoid your team to get like those bad cards kind of a thing. Because man, Caicedo, I think he has been the first person every game. I think he's having a card. Your defense, the same thing. Most of your defensive guys are getting the cards. Is it when the pressure is so high for you guys, the team itself loses a bit of it, or I don't know what's happening?
Yeah, you see, it's the pressure is high, obviously, and the players are we fans, we are expecting the players to deliver, and the players are also under pressure to deliver. You see, that pressure is so much high, and there is always room for making mistake like those ones. We get a lot of silly cards, and then there is also on the points of refereeing. You've seen this season the referees, I think they were told to issue cards anyhow they think, or what. You'll see, even just looking at the referee, you've already been given a yellow card. What's that?
Okay.
Yeah, the PGML has been very consistent in being inconsistent.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Moyes with the Everton team, I think this is the best I've seen in a team coming forward. Man, Joshua, on your side, what can you say? Because Everton was a team which I was thinking, man, if you're gonna play against Everton, this is gonna be a hard one for you guys. But what they are doing now, hey, I think Everton, where they are, as Manchester United and the rest of the team, which we are below number 15, number 10 and below, man, I think we should try to do as much better, because Everton, they're becoming fire. Keeping clean sheet, Pickford, he activated his beast mode on that game, and then the players also, they were so best. You can never know who gonna do it and who gonna not do it.
I think we have been waiting for Tottenham, for Everton. You know, before we used to invest on Everton defenders and the goalkeeper Pickford. This time round, I think I did a very good choice by selecting me as my keeper in FPL. He did very well, giving an assist and giving that clean sheet. So I think uh, it was very predictable that Everton, in the introduction of Moyes to the team, that they're gonna do better. We didn't expect somebody like Pickford to give that assist, but we expected them to keep a clean sheet, and this is what they are doing best. And Liverpool game, I think it will be very hard. You remember last time we played with them, Arsenal against Everton, it was very difficult for us, so we drew that game, and I'm expecting it to happen to Liverpool. It's not gonna be easy, but I think they'll try their best because it's a Merseyside derby. We're expecting it to be very difficult for Liverpool, but Liverpool is Liverpool. Still, they're doing very well.
Okay.
But we can see what Moyes usually do, and it's very difficult to predict what he will do there.
Okay. I last week I was here with Andrew was saying, I think, I don't think, I know this is the week where Angie, he's gonna go, he'll be going. But Spurs, after that lose, man, they now they beat Brentford. Also, they beat the other team on the Europa, who they've made them to qualify. What do you see now? Is it like they were like, you know what, our team is so bad, we need to do something, and that's what they're trying now to do now?
Yeah, I think also Spurs have faced a lot of injuries. I think it's affecting also their performances this season. We saw like last season when Ange was here, he was a promising manager that we saw him being compared to a lot of other great managers. So I think I can give him that benefit of doubt of the injuries he's facing at the moment. So, and then Tottenham, I think maybe they think they can trust him to end the season, not just to cut him in the middle of the season when things are still going on. Because at the moment, if you fire a manager at the moment, we are already in the third quarter of the season. So if you bring in another manager, it will be a lot of chaos with the squad also. The other manager will have to come in with his own philosophy, which it will take some time for the players also to adapt, and that will be on the expense of your performance, you see.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but what do you think? Likes of Solanke, them being injured, the whole of his defense, it being injured.
Yeah.
Is it a reach a point where, like a manager, you know what? I have because also Pep said, if I have the players, you remember before when he was getting the lose, he was like, you know what?
Yeah.
If I get the players who I have, I think I'll be playing better than what you guys are thinking. So do you think it's the same point where Ange also is suffering the same thing? He doesn't have the players who he knows he's gonna play them with. So once those players come back to the team, do you think is a point where he'll be having like the best game, like what he was for the first 10 game of the season?
Yeah, I think he can try to prove he's doing great, because you saw like Solanke when he was at Bournemouth, he had last season I think he was competing for the Golden Boot. So when he came to Tottenham, I think the form dipped, and the injuries also, they have affected his performances. And so we know if Solanke is fit, we know what he can do. He can add a very great threat to that Tottenham front, you see.
Okay.
And then the defense also, they are suffering with their defenses. Or now they have to play with the resources they have. I think minimal resources. That's why you see they were trying to hijack Disasi from going to Villa to join them.
Okay.
But Disasi refused. He just wanted to join
Villa. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Because after I was watching the games, I think where we have reached now, Liverpool, I think they should be just given the trophy. But on the weekend, after beating Man City, guys said the trophy should be given to the big team of the London. I think Liverpool should be given it, because, man, you think this is the week where because that game which they played on the weekend, I think it was one of the hardest game. But just from nowhere, Salah just did what Salah does the best. Him being the Egyptian king, doing the best. And then the Liverpool team itself, how it plays, I think they've come to a place where I think they're gonna do better as how they're gonna do better as they progress with the games.
We were expecting Liverpool to be Bournemouth to be very, very intense when it comes to Liverpool, and we knew that maybe because Bournemouth has beaten all the top teams there, so we expected them to finish with Liverpool, but they proved that Liverpool is very strong for them. Salah being Salah has to mark his territory by scoring goals, and we saw how he does. And Bournemouth has been a team that doesn't concede a lot of goals, but they conceded against this team. So we are wondering that if this is the team that we are chasing, I don't think we have any chance for us to win this Premier League or to catch up with them, since they are 6 points above us and they have one game at hand. Even though that game is Everton, the way we thought maybe Bournemouth will be difficult, same thing we are thinking that Everton will be difficult. Liverpool is Liverpool. I think they will still outsmart the team. And Slot has proven us wrong. We thought maybe it was just as maybe a short stint, and he has been proven that he's a very good manager.
Okay.
With the resources that he has not even added anything else, but he's still beating other teams like nobody's business. So I think Liverpool will clinch at the end of the season and they will take the trophy.
Okay, and then our guy Mo Salah being the fifth player to score 20 goals plus in the EPL. What an achievement for him. First of all, being an African player. Second of all, being reaching to that extent, and then as of now, they're still on the Carabao, they're still on the EPL, and they're still in the Champions League. What do you think if things goes with the trend they're going? Do you think we are seeing a point where, you know what, Salah, maybe he deserve it to be appreciated as one of the best player, leave alone him being on the Liverpool team, but like a general, like what we expect, the likes of Messi, the likes of Ronaldo, the likes of the big guys whom we know, because it's not easy for every player to do that.
I told you one thing: if Salah was coming from Spain or from England, right now he could be fighting for Ballon d'Or the second time. But he's neither coming from any country like that. He's coming from Africa. It has been biased all from back days. Salah has proven that he's the best player in the Premier League. He's in front of somebody like Wayne Rooney, in front of somebody like Ronaldo in his best days, and we have seen that he's a player who doesn't aged. Like his form is still there. He has been on form, I think, since joining Liverpool. When Mane was there, we thought maybe Mane was the one who was feeding Salah. Mane went, still Salah scoring a lot of goals, and still Liverpool is performing very well. So we have seen him doing each and every season what he's supposed to do best, proving every haters and doubters. But nobody recognized Salah. Nobody said that Salah is supposed to win the best or the golden ball or Ballon d'Or. But he's proving everybody that I'm the one. And you see, if the Al Nassr or Al Hilal, if they give him this contract, I think he'll be one of the best played player in the world, and he deserved that. But if he decided to stay at Liverpool, I think they need to recognize him. They need to build a statue on Liverpool, because he has put Liverpool in a place where they never been. Even when they had somebody like Suarez and Fernando Torres, who were the best strikers at that time. Remember, Salah is a winger, and he's still doing the best. I think he's one of the best wingers in the world this time round.
What do you think is Unai is cooking? Because if you check now, he went for Rashford, he has Watkins, and then he went for Enciso. What do you think is cooking, or what do you think? Because he has to play Champions League, so he need the guys to do the Champions League kind of a thing.
He's cooking. I think you can see from his performances also in both the competition in the league and the Champions League. You'll see he has performed very well, despite his position in the league at the moment. But you can see there's those point where you'll see his team is giving other teams some heavy lifting. Like, you can't just go to Villa, or Villa just can't come to you and they lose easily. They fight for that, and then they sold their second striker. I think when they sold their second striker, they have really strengthened the squad by taking Rashford, Enciso, and Asensio. I think this is a very good squad depth for the competition they have. And then we have Oli Watkins. We saw that, I think he has an injury, a slight injury, or maybe maybe he'll be out for some quite time. So it will be great for such signings to help it to cover those deficits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you check on the weekend also, Southampton being their first win in the EPL. But these guys, man, they have 6 points. No, they have 9 points. Do you think? I don't know. What's your thoughts there?
Southampton this season, maybe they are not really that good. I think they should just give it up. I don't know. I don't think they can come back and avoid that relegation. They have been really disastrous, and they just have to give it up and say, okay, let's try again next season.
Okay.
Let's see what can happen in the Championship. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, well, I think on the other side, was you end off, your guy Jobo Mikel. I know this is the banter where you guys, I don't know. First of all, you and George, what's up with you two guys? Every time your discussion comes in, it always has to involve money, players, and whatever. And then when you guys start fighting, I know it never gets the end of it. What's up with you two guys?
No, George doesn't want to understand that Manchester United is not the Manchester United he knew before.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still living in the Manchester United he saw when he was in school. We are past that era. That now Manchester United is making, I think it's the 12th year without winning the league cup, the league trophy. And we have gone about 15 years without winning the Champions League. The farthest you've gone in the Champions League, I think, is the group and the knockout stages in almost 13 years.
Okay.
You've played in the UC, in the Europa League for more than 13 times. You've only won one time. So, okay, Manchester United is a big club in England, but it's not that big in this current time. Liverpool will win the league this season and they will overtake Manchester United in everything, in Europe and in England.
Okay.
So what I always try to make a point, that's the point I'm always trying to make to him, is he should get out of that mentality.
Okay.
The previous mentality.
The all good times.
Yeah, the all good times. He will always quote that, all good times. But in the current timing, we've grown up, we've gone through school. Some of us have kids. What will you be telling your kid? I supported Manchester United when I was still in school. They were good. What about now, Dad?
Okay.
What will your kids tell you?
Okay.
Dad, you're always losing every weekend. Tell me something, guys. Like, your kid will see Man City winning.
Okay.
Tell him, you see, you'll start supporting Man City because it's winning every time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Nice.
But it's just a friendly band.
Yeah. For anybody who doesn't know what goes on, he will think you guys are. He will never know you guys are friends.
No. You should find us when we are working together. You should find us arguing. We've left work and we are just there bantering each other.
It's okay. So sometimes for a man, if it's not for football, what are you guys gonna be arguing? So for me,
Yeah.
I get it. But sometimes you guys go so long. I'm like, you two guys, you're friends. You're gonna call each other and you sort it out, But I don't know. But it's okay, fine. So I think this is one of the hardest thing because still on the banter. I know your guy, Mikel, he came out and said, you guys went for was it this guy from Manchester, Sancho.
Yeah.
And then he said, here Jadon Sancho was so good. Well, he came his first games, they were so good.
Yeah.
He showed the best. He showed he should be in the Chelsea team, but he doesn't know what happens. He was so good. He was delivering, but now he was like, I think this like he doesn't understand. Or why he's not performing like how he used to perform the first games. Josh, on your side, do you think it's the Sancho thing? Because before we know him, well, he was in Borussia. He was so bad. He had a good name for himself. But when he came to Manchester, in some few games, and then he started to blank. And he's like George was saying, he brought him. He was playing so good. Why was he removed on the halftime? And he's the good player, one of the good player.
It's not really bad form. You see, like Chelsea, for the last about 6 games, we've been poor. The whole team. You cannot say there is only one player who has been poor. We've been poor as a team. From the goalkeeping, the defense, the mid, and the striking, we've been very poor. So this is just a team thing. You cannot just single out one player and say, oh, Jadon Sancho has been poor. No, he has not been poor. We have been poor as a team. So when you single out only one player, that is like blaming the player for the whole team,
Okay.
for the results of the whole team. Because he's not playing alone. He's playing with the other 10 players.
Okay.
He cannot just carry the team alone. He came on, he had some few great games. And then we said, okay, we've snatched a very great talent from Manchester United. We were happy with that. We have to be happy with him at the moment when the team also is struggling, because it's not always the player will be on top. They will struggle. There's at that time we will struggle. Even Salah is scoring game in each game week, but he's not scoring in each game he plays.
Okay.
He will score maybe this game week. The next game week he will blank. You can't say, oh, Salah is not now performing just because he hasn't
Performing one game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you see.
Yeah.
So, Obi Mikel, we understand this frustration. We are also frustrated as Chelsea fans. So, but we don't single out only a single player. Like, he has been very critical of Jackson of late. Not of late, since the last season when we were linked to Osimhen. We know Obi Mikel is a very close friend to Osimhen. So he really wanted the guy to come to Chelsea to at least to foster our attacking. So I think he was very disappointed when his friend didn't join Chelsea.
Okay.
We went for Osimhen from Napoli, but the deal didn't go through. So it left a lot of frustration in so many quarters of the fan base. So we understand the frustration he has with our squad at the moment.
Okay.
He's our legend. He is our previous player, but at sometimes he loses his mind and talks a lot of shit towards our player, which is very unwarranted. Like you see, like Arsenal have Ian Wright. Ian Wright, when Arsenal are struggling, you never see Ian Wright in the studio talking bad about only one player like this, or Sancho, or Saka is not performing, or Odegaard is not performing like the way he wants. You see, Obi Mikel, he has a podcast. He reaches a lot of people. So his influence on those players, you see, these players are human. When you talk bad about them, it will always also affect them.
Okay.
Mentally, they listen to you. They listen to these things.
And they look forward for you from you because you are a legend. Yeah.
As a legend who has been at Chelsea, okay, our standards are not the same way they were when he was playing at Chelsea.
Okay.
He has to understand we have also new owners. These new owners, they have never managed a football club. They are learning on the job. So he should not just single out a single player. Oh, let's blame Jackson for our disastrous performance. Let's blame Sancho like this. You see,
okay,
we have Drogba. Drogba, when he talks about Chelsea, he said that this is a young team which is still developing, and given time with more persistent training and proper coaching, the boys will come up as great. You see,
okay,
you don't talk down to players like that.
Okay,
I think my thought is Obi Mikel. He was a very good player during those days. You know, Mourinho was reliant on Obi Mikel. Obi. He was a great player of Chelsea. He's a legend, but it really baffles me when a former player comes out and blame one person because of a poor team performance. Chelsea has been poor, the whole team, even the like of Sanchez, the like of Palmer. He has not been performing the way he used to. But you cannot single out a single player. I can ask one question: What is the worst thing that Sancho has done? Nothing at all.
Nothing.
His reason not to give assists is not because of him. If he put a cross there, nobody scores. Is his problem? No, it isn't. So I think what he's saying is a lot of trash, and I cannot support him. And it's very funny to see somebody like him criticizing a player, and he was once a player.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be the first person to understand the reason why there is no balance in the team. He's supposed to be the first person to come and talk to them face to face and tell them, I know it's not going well as a Chelsea player, but trust me, if you have a consistent maybe training and if you trust yourself, it will work for you. going in a podcast and try to criticize a player who they just signed recently, I think is not a good idea. And if I'm a Chelsea player, sometimes you can see somebody like Ethan, somebody like Melis Kelly, when they're going to somebody like Thierry Henry and try to talk to them,
Yeah.
because they need those maybe good advices, and maybe to be able to up their games and to ask what is the problem that or how can I improve myself. But if you see somebody criticizing you at the podcast and is a player that you're expecting him to guide you, I think he's not creating a very good image to this youngster of Chelsea.
Okay.
So I think he should shun from those kind of, I think, of talk, and it's not a good idea for them.
Okay.
It's not.
Okay, and then this is the first time on the Champions League. I think this is the first time we have seen this kind of a fixture, which we never expect. We never knew what is going on.
Yeah.
It's one of those kind where we want to see what will happen, because it's a new thing. It's being introduced. It on the Europa, it also on the UEFA, still the same thing. Because when I check now, for us, we knew after teams have qualified, we go direct to the group of 16. But this time, there'll be the part 2 of the knockout games with the teams which were number below number past number 9 and below until 24. So where they are, I think this is the one of those, even though there's a comeback, the second leg of the game, I feel this is one of those games that I don't know what to expect, because the fixture was there, because we knew before a team from the same region, like the APL, you can never play against your team from the same region. Yeah, that was the previous thing.
Yeah.
But now it goes by it's like the FIFA World Cup, where we know when you start from this route, this is where you're heading. Like, do you think it will bring the previously the where it made it so much good? It's because I'm never gonna beat this team, or I'm gonna meet this team, or whatever can never come. So do you know, like, because now the teams which qualified, they already qualified, and then now there's the knockout phase where a team like Monaco will be facing against Benfica, Sporting against Borussia, Celtic against Bayern Munich, Club Brugge against Atlanta, Man City against Real Madrid, Juventus against PSV, and then on the knockout stage, you don't know who you're gonna play, because it's either you play against this team which was number 1 or number 2, same things, in and out. What do you expect when you see this kind of a plan or a phase which we are seeing now in the Champions League?
Personally, I honestly am very confused with the new format. I think it will take me for this season to understand it well. Like for the last week when the games were playing, there were 18 games at once. So when the games are playing, I didn't understand very well. So I thought when the games were playing, I thought that was when if you lose, you are out. But I see I think, how many teams are already out?
No, 8 already qualified. 8 or around more than 8 are out, and then the rest, and then like 16, they're gonna play against each other. Yeah.
Now you see, like now those 16 who are going to play against each other. You see, I think it will be a two-legged.
Yeah, first and second.
Yeah. So after you play against each other, you'll have to go to the
Now you're gonna
stage.
now go to the knockout stage.
I'm very confused. I think I have no comment on the new
Okay.
format.
Do you think it's so unfortunate, because now a team like Man City, I think this February it's the one of those kind, because they have to play Real Madrid twice. Their fixtures, they have Spurs, they have Arsenal, they have, I think, Nottingham Forest. Like, I think it's unfavorable for some teams if you don't qualify, because if you don't get the straight qualification, because now you guys players are complaining for them having so many games, and yet you guys again are coming, also adding them. Like, if you don't qualify, now you have like 2 more games to play in a month. Like, February is the shortest month, which
Yeah.
But if you check Man City, they do play 7 games. They've already lost 1 against Arsenal. They have 6 more to play in a period of less than how many days now? We're on 6. On 6, they have like 22 days to play 6 games. Do you think it's not healthy for players? For me, according to me,
For a reason, it's not really healthy. But it's like it's encouraging you. You have to finish in the top. You have to finish in the top to avoid this clogging of the
fixtures.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see, like Arsenal and the rest who qualified on top, they'll play next month.
Yeah.
You see, but the those ones who didn't qualify, they're playing against each other this month. they have a lot of games. Like they have 2 more games against each other.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's just it's a motivation for you to work hard during the group stage of the Champions League so that you can qualify to avoid having a lot of games. You see, like Arsenal now, they don't have any match. They are going to Dubai for a retreat for 10 days. When they come back, they'll be relaxed. They have to come back and they'll continue with the playing very well, you see.
Okay.
But Man City, they can't take a break. You have to now to fight for those. Now they have 7 matches. They have to play Real 2 times. They have to play in the league. They have to play FA and Carabao, I think.
Yeah.
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 So it will be very tough on Pep. I think if he survived that, it will be very magical.
I think this format has been very wide. You remember the first time when we played at I think Inter Milan, we lost that game, and I saw most of Arsenal fans criticizing the format. Like, this format is bogus and blah blah blah. We have not even been performing in the other format, so I don't know what they were saying. So for me, I saw is another chance to try and pursue and get those good points, because I think when it comes to a league format, I think we are really good and performing very well. It removed that